KIRO 7 Pinpoint Meteorologist Nick Allard.
It's 50 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Subscribe to us on YouTube for our can't miss clips. KIRO Radio 97.3 FM. News and talk, powered by the Pacific Northwest.
Got it! All right, here we go. That's a little something for the camera. Oh, all right. Got to get Tom in here. I remember while they listen to the show, Tom's always late. Hey, Tom, how are you? And the red button allows you to broadcast like a professional. There you go.
That there.
How many times you've done radio? The red button, you turn it on, you talk.
I'm always here late, too. I just can't get over myself.
John, I can explain that pause.
I know, I'm in midair, gravity, and the height, and what is it?
It's something technical with the audio vault system that I'm using here, I figured out. For some reason, there's a pause after the second jump on the diving board, and I don't know why.
Well, that's because what I do is I bend at the knees, and I get a lot of height. That's part of it.
I'm new to the show. Sorry, John.
That's okay. That's all right. And, it's not a sound effect. It's me jumping in the water. Oh, by the way, we are going to go behind enemy lines. If you never listened to the show before, we used to do this from 9 to noon. I got the big time. We would call the guy in the other town of the team we were playing.
The team the Seahawks were playing.
We're going to ask a lot of questions about your team and our team.
What's your take on us? Are you scared? Are you going to wilt under the pressure?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going behind enemy lines. We're going to talk to the guy from Tampa, the Tampa Vipers.
Tampa Bay Vipers.
Tampa Bay Vipers.
Yes. That'll be something. I think it was a dare on the part of one of our listeners last week. Hey, I got an idea, you guys. You got to do behind enemy lines. Goes. That'll be a lark.
We'll see.
Son of a gun, we're doing it.
Jesse Jones gets to the answers about apartment cleaning fees, and because a lot of people have been wondering about this. And are they in ratings? They must be in ratings. They unleashed Jesse.
Yeah, they've
like
unleashed
the Minotaur
Jesse,
whenever they want to find ratings.
It does have a news hook, and that there's legislation now being considered.
Okay, here we go.
Renters say they're being unfairly charged for drip pans from the stove.
The drip pan charge is so...
Look at that sound effects. Did you hear that one? Huh, Mr. Sound Effect Man in there?
How could I miss it?
What'd you think of that drip pan?
Let me hear it again.
Hang on. Tell me what you think of it.
Renters say they're being unfairly charged for drip pans from the stove.
That's top notch. I could learn a little something from this person.
The drip pan charge is so commonly added to these statements without any justification.
They fear being fleeced for fresh paint.
This is ludicrous.
And rolled for carpet.
There's no way that I'm liable for $550 of damage.
Landlords say they're being ignored.
This is a perfectly good ceiling fan that a tenant decided to spray paint.
Chelsea Hicks is an attorney with the Northwest Justice Project. She advocates for renters who believe they've been targeted by landlords to pay for damage that doesn't exist.
Drip pans, light bulb changing, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, very often carpets. Sometimes we have a case right now where a landlord charged for a missing medicine cabinet, and our client took pictures and the medicine cabinet is there.
Chelsea represents Sarah Allen. She's an Army veteran who moved out of her place at the Park South Apartments in Seattle last year.
I vacuumed, I cleaned the tub, I took everything out of the cupboard.
Yet she was billed $441 to replace the carpet. $125 for a unit cleaning fee.
They add the 441 to make it seem not suspicious. Like 441. If it's 440 or 450, like, wait a minute.
Exactly.
450, you really? 450? 441's like, I could see that.
Must have added up.
The extra dollar in there.
$45 for touch-up paint and $20 for drip pans from the stove.
Okay, can someone just get a handle on the drip pan? Please. Are they all greasy? Is that the problem?
That's what they're not the ones shown in this video.
Okay, I haven't watched the video. I come in. I don't see things. I do radio. Hang on.
What the landlord didn't know was that Sarah took lots of pictures and has a video of the apartment as she moved out.
Aha!
Gotcha!
Yeah. I am Jesse Jones. Gotcha.
5 more seconds to really screw him over.
and the unit was in very good condition. So there's just no justification for those damages.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Part two. I got part two if you want it.
I think part two, comes with the legislation, so.
All right, here we go. This is the legislation trying to fix it all. You ready?
Now there's a bill in the legislature that addresses this issue.
To me, it's about fairness.
State Representative Neelan Tai of Issaquah has introduced House Bill 2520. It will define where resulting from ordinary use of the premises. It requires landlords to substantiate damage charges, and it provides a walkthrough and a checklist prior to the termination of a lease.
It provides protection to landlords as well. I mean, if landlords make documentations and really clearly show that damage actually occur, then they should have the right to claim that.
Landlords say they have stories to tell too.
This is a shower. Buckets of paint dumped in the shower.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. You don't care about what the tenant's bad things have happened, but when the landlord gets
buckets
it,
of paint poured into the shower, please.
Yes, and I think that they can willfully charge for that.
Well, hang on.
Lots of them, showing renters defacing their investments.
And the tile, which looks to be very nice tile, has been spray painted as well.
Rob Trickler is the president of the Washington Landlord Association. He's not a fan of Representative Tai's bill.
It doesn't sound horrible on its face, but it's going to add labor. And then that, again, affects the rents ultimately.
Okay. But then it gets back down to it's the drip pan idea.
Yes, that's right. So.
Yes, Tom?
There they are again. Now, crucially, those are clean drip pans.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Dirty drip pans don't make nearly as clean a sound, so these are all clean.
I haven't read the bill, but to me, it seems like this person from Issaquah is looking at both sides of it saying, let's just be able to prove it. Just take the person through, say the problems with the thing. I've rented tons of apartments, and I remember thinking, really? A $400 cleaning fee? Or you have to sacrifice the such and such move out. You get the first month, the last month, and then you get some sort of other thing. And then I was like, I just want to get out of here at this point. So go, you take the $250 from me, whatever you're charging me. But you try to do a good job in cleaning it up.
Yeah, and in this particular case, they found the perfect representative. She's an Army veteran who happened to take perfect photos, and then she does a video. I mean, it looks cleaner than my house has ever looked. You know, when she leaves, the shots of the carpet. So the fact that carpet had to be replaced, I think they make a pretty compelling case. Now, that's not to say that landlords don't get screwed over as well, and that's why you have those damage deposits and those charges.
Thank you, Jesse Jones. Thank you. Oh, there's something else to add to the list. Huh?
Is that tire through the wall of the glass?
Okay, let's see. Too small. Thank you very much for that, Austin.
Oh, no, I actually just broke my finest china, and that was not a joke.
Sorry.
Well, sweep it up before anybody cuts their
because we don't want, when you leave, you better clean that up. All right, too small to hire guards, to worry, do you want to go with a gun-free? So community churches are now arming themselves, and this is a story from the Washington Post. And ironically enough, I don't know if it's ironic or not, but interestingly enough, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago when I was down there in Ocean Shores, a guy came up to me and said, hey, would you like to learn in 2 days? It's an absolute free course. Teach you how to fire a gun in a crowded area and get a body shot. And it's absolutely free. I showed it to Jacob, right? And you can sign up for it, and they're arming churches, and they're teaching parishioners.
Well, I mean, this is something. He's creating like an armed militia to go out to the various churches.
No. You sign up. And it's free, right, Jacob? You sign up, and then you go there, and they teach you in 2 days how to discharge the weapon in 1.5 seconds and how to hit, a thorax shot. Or, yeah. So that's it's a local guy who's got it. Plus, it's now all across the country as well.
This article is just talking about that because there have been an increase in shootings. You know, we're all aware of the school shootings, but I think probably right after school shootings, the shootings that get the most attention are church shootings. And by churches, we're meaning all, synagogues. The Tree of Life got shot up in Pittsburgh. You've got mosques. You've got churches. And a lot of these places, they're just small parishes. The one they profile the one in Texas right up the street in Stockdale, Texas. They're this little community 10 miles away, the Joyful Heart Church. They feel like, well, what are we going to do? And so they've just had people. They tend to be people that have had either military or law enforcement experience already that are parishioners, just volunteer to go ahead and do this. But they do say that this is becoming more and more common. Now, the question is, there's not much evidence because it's still so rare. Like with school shootings, it's still so rare. We don't know if it's saved many lives or harmed many lives. You have the basic kind of discussion. Do more guns in the church mean it's safer or less safe? It depends on how much you can rely on the people that are there. Why are they more vulnerable? One of the reasons they say is because it's a compact community, and in the past, you haven't been able to allow guns into churches, or churches themselves have discouraged it. That's starting to change now because some churches, again, a minority, it's still a rare occurrence, feel like they are especially vulnerable.
If you put a sign on the front door that says, some members of this church are armed,
yeah,
thank God, and you put the sign up, is the person who's coming in wanting to kill as many people as possible going to go into that church?
Are they going to look at that sign and take it seriously? I don't know, but you're saying
well, you're making a choice. You're making a life or death decision if you take it seriously or not take it seriously. So it says some members of this church are armed.
Yeah.
The person who wants to walk in and kill as many as possible, would he do better trying in that church or going down the street and where it says gun-free zone?
Okay, and that's assuming that the gunman is reasonable. And a lot of times people that are on murderous rampages are not that reflective. But you're right. I think common sense would say, well, unless he wants to get killed, a lot of these things are suicide by parishioners, if not cops.
Right, but they also do want to try
that.
to take out as many as possible.
Yeah.
The guy that got killed in Texas, he was hoping to kill more than two. I think did he kill one? I know he got two shots off with a shotgun, and then with 1.5 seconds, Mr. Wilson was able to take him out with a headshot from more than 100 and some feet away. I'm sure that guy, because he went in armed, he had enough to kill as many people as possible going into a church. So I just say just put the sign up, have a couple of guys that are armed, and you'll see good guy with a gun takes out the bad guy with a gun.
And the danger is, would a bad guy with a gun ever be the cause of a good guy with a gun taking out an innocent parishioner? And it's happened so few times that there's no evidence one way or the other. But that would be the only concern about this. I personally don't. I'm not a gun guy, but I don't have a problem if you feel like your church is vulnerable and something just happened. If the parishioners themselves vote on it, sure.
Yeah, you're okay with that. We're not allowed to have guns in here, are we?
I don't think so.
Yeah, right. Is that written down anywhere?
I don't know. Listen, on the list of the things that you've done wrong in this building, I think that's pretty far down the list.
Because I applied for a concealed weapon permit. I applied for one.
I know that there are people with concealed weapons permits. There may be people on the premises right now
that have guns.
Because
this is the argument that you've had with one of those people over and over and over again.
Yes, indeed.
And this person points out, if somebody came in here and wanted to shoot somebody, would you be okay with this person drawing a weapon? But he uses a lot of, gun terms that I don't know.
Right? That's all right.
You're dealing with a serious guy. He starts talking about egress. You're like, oh, all right. Thorax and headshots and all this other stuff. But he gets into it. You go round and round, and he's like, hey, Tom, you just tell me right now. If you want me, you want to be gun-free, I won't protect you. And then what do you normally say?
I say, protect me.
Okay. There you go. Good. All right, never mind the Internet. This article says, you know what's killing malls? Well, three things apparently are killing malls, according to this article. And the second one that they point to, what is the first one that they say? The second one is...
The big box. I find this fascinating. We all say, malls are dead because now everyone shops online. Not true. Online shopping still only represents something like 10% of our shopping needs. The thing that has been killing the malls, first and foremost, are the big box stores or places like Costco. Costco and Sam's Warehouse put together dwarf Amazon in terms of sales. So that's a big one that I think none of us ever think about because there's nothing really hip and technologically advanced about Costco, for Pete's sake. It's just, they're looking for discounts. People are looking for discounts, and that's where they can get it.
Well,
so
also,
that's the name.
So when it comes to millennials are about 30% of all retail sales by 2020. That's this year. And the 80% of their shopping is often done online. Millennials living in a condo or living in some place, they don't necessarily maybe either don't have a car or don't want to drive out to some outlet or big box and get what they want, so they just press the buttons and have the stuff come to them. The malls themselves used to be the idea you'd have an anchor store. And the anchor store was put in there, and the anchor was your main thing. That was your Macy's. And they had a Macy's, and people, wait, let's go over to Macy's and shop. And then while we're there, let's shoot over to this and this and this, and then we'll go get that, that, and that. So the anchor stores were the things that put the malls sort of in the purview of the possible shopper.
Right.
But when these anchors started failing, the rest of the malls just completely fell apart.
Yeah.
And that was part of the problem was that they established the anchors, and the anchors, in a way, pulled them all down.
The second or third item, will depending on our ordering here, millennials especially, and I know this is the big trend, like with my daughters, they feel the same way. Their millennial generation are more into services than things. So they're not as easily, sellable. In 1960, they say 5% of our income, was spent on health. Now it's 18%. We spend more on education, on entertainment, on business services that aren't normally sold in traditional retail stores. So if you're less materialistic or material object purchasing, and you are more for, I want to go skiing or I want to, go to the concert or something, you're more apt. The spending on services has increased, and spending on things has decreased.
Do you think that's true? You
Well,
still need to buy stuff. It doesn't matter if they're millennials or not.
Yeah, no, but most of the excess money you have, do you need to buy stuff or not? My kids, they said, we would like experiences, like for Christmas. There are a couple of things. They like, this pair of shoes or jeans or a particular book. But they say, but experience, like a writing class or something. And that is a philosophy, at least. How significant it is, they just talk about the percent of income.
Okay.
And then finally, the income inequality. I know you might want to talk more about this, but rich people, there are more rich people and poor people, and the rich people don't spend their money, whereas the poor people spend all their money, or the middle-class people spend all their money. And because of that, if there's more money in the hands of the rich people, they don't spend as much, and that also contributes to the death of the mall.
Right. They said the shrinking middle class.
Yeah.
So the middle class either has to go up, or the middle class goes down.
Or down.
And the middle class has gone up.
Or to Costco.
All right. I hear the music. That means Tracy Taylor standing by in the wings with the look of traffic, getting people home. To me, it feels like on a Friday, there's, we forgot to play to the camera. Mike, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, what do we do?
Do it. You have an opportunity to do it in like 20 seconds.
All right, Tom, upstage punch again. Oh, yeah? So's your old man. Oh, no.
That was weak.
That's a hook.
That was terrible.
This is upstage punch. Oh, I'm not going to forget it.
Oh, my gosh.
No, we're doing radio. Wasn't that awful?
That was really bad.
No, sit down. No, I don't want, no, that's a hook.
You
okay.
wasted 20 seconds
Yeah,
of
sorry,
my traffic
Tracy.
report,
I'm sorry.
Tom.
Tom, wow.
All right, so we're just going to go ahead with the traffic
Thank
then.
you.
Blocking bus on California Way just south